Hello guys, good day and welcome back. So we now here seeing that the Magic the Gathering The Last Avatar is fully out with its spoilers, and we've known that one of the possible archetypes in this new set would be the allies. So it's kind of a return of allies format. Before I remembered, it was from the Zendikar set. It was Battle of Zendikar version wherein there was a color of red, white, and green. And so this time we'll try to explore the new options with this tribal mechanic. And we've seen that maybe BANT allies will be our option to be able to consider as a potential standard deck. For this lineup, we are going to break it down into these only three card types, but we know later on with the sideboard we might have some variations. But for now, we see only this as the current build. So we have 36 creatures, 2 artifacts, and 22 lands. That's quite more of a all creature lineup, but we will discuss how this kind of setup would actually work. So before we go with this one, it's like only an random effect. Let's check out the rundown of the creatures that the new set has offered for the last avatar in the standard. So starting off with our 1-drops, we basically have 10 1-drops. So with the new kind of utility card, and also this kind of a static pump effect. So we have 4 copies of the Earthen Ally. So this is a 1 mana cost 0/2 human soldier ally, but it gets +1/+0 for its colors among the allies you control. At maximum, it gets +3/+0, so it's still going to be a good kind of setup. And later on, you can activate this to Airbend 5. So it's like a late game mana sink, but I think the point here is that you'll have a 1-drop with some variants of the power that can attack and be efficient on your curve. So other 1-drop here would be your Earth Kingdom Protectors. It is a 1 mana cost 1/1 that has vigilance and can also be sacrificed to have a target ally control gains indestructible. So any damage effects and destroy effects will be cancelled out by this creature, in a way also to protect your relevant creature depending on board scenarios. And also we have a copy of Grand. So this is a 1 mana cost 1/2, but its ability to become stopped, draw a card, and discard card would get you to filter out some of your needed cards, and kind of a semi-cardo effect. And non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 or more lessons. This one might be irrelevant here with this deck build, but we know that we need to have a 1 mana cost creature on the curve, and can also be used to filter out some of your card draws. And for the other 1 mana cost legendary here is Momo Playful Pet. It is a 1 mana cost 1/1 flying vigilance. It has ability also that once it leaves the battlefield, you can create a full token, you can put up some counter or creature control, or you can scry 2. But in any case, all of these trigger effects would also be beneficial depending on what setup you have to do on your board. So for the 2-drops, we have actually a lot of options here. As you can see, we have some cards that triggers with the tap. We have Compassionate Healer, which gets you to scry also and gain life. So that's the generic 2/2 for 2. We have also Earth King's Lieutenant, which is kind of relevant here because of having allies entering the battlefield would get you to produce or put counters on this. And this enters also put a some counter on each other ally creature control. And having also a trample, which means that more counters added later on would be having also an efficient attacker. So that is 4 copies in the deck. And we have considered also 3 copies of the Great Divine Guide. So this ally would have to fix to add some effect to your lands, making them produce 1 mana of any color, as also your ally creatures. So this is kind of also a mana ramp for this deck because it makes your early curve allies produce mana and ramp into your best creatures. And also Invasion Reinforcements is like a version of the token producer, but it produces only this white ally creature token, It has flash also, which means can be cast at any turn, and can also trigger, such as that of the Earth King's Lieutenant, to put counters on it for its allies that enter. So basically, it's 2 +1/+1 counters, and alone 1 copy of Water Tribe Rallier. So this creature would have a Water Bend ability that can get you to reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from the top 4 cards of library and put it in your hand. So also, in a way, to gas out or gas up your lineup after the late game or any board state stall scenario where you can just Water Bend 5 to activate it. And for the 3 drops, usually we have a lot also. We have also copies of Ang Swift Savior. This is like a Spell Queller version because it has a flying and flash and it's the same 2/3. When it enters, Airbend up to 1 other target creature spell, and you can also Water Bend it to flip it into a Ang Enla Ocean's Fury, which is a 5/5 Reach Trampler, and whenever it attacks, put up some counter on each top creature you control. So at any case, a flyer with flash that can airbend a particular creature or spell would also be relevant as sort of an attacker and also as a utility creature in this build. So we have 3 copies of that in the deck. We have also 3 copies of Earth Kingdom Jailer. It has the ability that can exile up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment with mana value 3 or greater until this leaves the battlefield. It's also an exile effect, and this works well also with this creature Katara the Fearless that is 2 copies in the build. If a triggered ability of an ally you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So in any case, triggering like Ang, for example, it can airbend up 2 copies or airbend twice, and Earth Kingdom Jailer can also exile 2 targets. So an additional trigger is done. So at any case, this is also a good 3-drop per se. With a 3/3 power, it can also works well on the curve for this deck. And also for the other 2 copies of the 3-drop is White Lotus Reinforcements. It has an anthem effect that gets your allies +1/+1. It has also Vigilance. It can be also a good attack and defense feature. So that's 2 copies. It pops up your board, so basically curving from the 4th drop to the 2nd drop into White Lotus Reinforcements would really garner you a good lineup of the army. And last but not least, your 4 mana cost of this deck, the only 4 mana cost is Huda Selfless Commander. It makes you to play top card of library and casting those allies cards. So it's like a semi-card effect. It also has Vigilance, and you can sacrifice it to get your creatures, gets +0/+5, and gain indestructible until end of turn. So that is your creature lineup. And the only anthem effect that I considered it would be the Lomin class Frigate. So this would also be good to station your creatures, and only you need to station 2 to get an anthem. And later on, if you have a need to have a 3/5 flyer, you can station your extra creatures to get these 2 into the 12 counters. So that is your lineup for the non-land spells. And for the land, since we have a BANT creature, and we have a new also ally card that aligns with the tribal. We have a Jasmine Dragon Tishap. This is adding colorless and can add mana in color to cast an ally spell or activate an ally ability, and can also be used to create these tokens later on. So very good theme card for this build. And also, of course, Cavern of Souls would still be legal and standard. You can just name ally as your mana fix, and then those ally creatures can be casted using this, and the spell cannot be countered, which also works well against mid-range or control decks with built-in counter spells. And to support with that, of course, Botanical Sanctum for blue-green as a check land for early land up, 2 copies of Breeding Pool as a mana fix again, and Starting Town also is also considered because of having 2 mana fix, but also can cost you 1 life for that setup. And lastly, lands are also added with 3 plains and 1 forest for totaling 2 lands in total. Let's check on the costing. Production would be kind of even here because of the Cavern of Souls in Starting Town, but costing is mostly white with green and there's a splash of blue. Let's check. The average mana value is 2.03. It's kind of very cheap for say, but some of the cards has some mana sink, which is also needed if you need to have more lands in play to be able to activate those. And last but not the least are your tokens. Do we have tokens? We don't have tokens, but I think for now, from the setup, we have a token generated from the invasion reinforcements, which is the 1/1 white ally creature token. I think the system has not yet registered that card, but particularly this is the token setup, and also the food token for Momo Playful Pet. But before we forget, the also utility card here that I forgot to discuss is Mockingbird, because at any situation you can cast this at your optimized play. So have a copy of any creature on the battlefield with mana cost spent for X equal to the blue. For example, you can have this to copy an Earthling's Lieutenant, so you can have another version, a copy of this, and can also trigger its ability. You can also have White Lotus Reinforcements as a copy for 3 mana only to get another anthem effect. So that's why Mockingbird also will be very important for this build, but only 1 copy for the initial list, but we know we can still improve later on depending on the setup. And that's pretty much it for this deck tech. We have again BANT allies for the last Avatar standard format. Don't forget to check on some of the next upload, so be sure to stay tuned for this setup, and don't forget to like, subscribe, notifications on, and see you guys on the next video.